What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to Veve Vibes, where I love talking all things Veve NFTs, speculation, and of course the market. I'm actually really excited to bring this video because my last video actually ended up doing really well. My first half dozen videos, I wasn't really expecting much at all, to be honest, but my most recent video talking about the Mickey Mouse drop, as well as just, is it a good time to basically buy these small hand of NFTs as well as comics, and just kind of looking at the market at large, and kind of reapproaching that same question again. But that video got like hundreds of views within a handful of hours, and it like doubled my subscriber count. So thank you to the people that have subscribed. Put comments down below. I try my best to respond to every single comment. So if you guys do ever have questions or comments or feedback or just praise, whatever it is, please put that down below. We're going to be reapproaching the same question again today. Basically, is this a good time to buy? Because in my honest opinion, Veve has done some announcements recently beyond Mickey Mouse to just basically determine, is this now a good time to buy? Because I have a good feeling that unless there's a couple more big announcements that are between now and the end of the 12 days of Veve, I could see the market probably heavily rebounding shortly after the Mickey Mouse drop. Maybe even a little bit prior, where people start sweeping like the very bottom, like skim of like the floor market of like a lot of different NFTs. But shortly after Mickey Mouse, if there's not any ground-shattering IPs that are going to be coming out between now and the end of 12 days of Veve, where people think they can make thousands and thousands of gems in profit, or scoop up some new versions of blue chips like the equivalent of Mickey Mouse, I think the market will just rebound. But before we dig into that, I will take a look at this really cool animation. I'm going to mute this music really quick, make this a little bit louder just so you guys can hear. I'm also going to put a link to this down in the description below, where you guys can watch this kind of. So this is actually the animation of the ultra rare Mickey Mouse, which is really cool. He's dancing, he's moving his hips side to side. I noticed that there wasn't any whistling. I'm not sure if that was in like the actual original footage of like the video with Mickey, but that's one thing I guess that does kind of make the uncommon pretty unique, is that he's whistling, but in the uncommon version he's not whistling. Not sure if that's a huge deal or not, but that is absolutely an awesome animation. It's very iconic. It definitely kind of will make Disney lovers really enjoy that NFT. So let's go ahead and go back, turn on this music, some of the chill vibes and stuff. So give me one. So one of the two announcements that they've actually done over the last like day and a half or so is the new line of Labbits. So this is the Series 3 Labbits. If you scroll down here, you'll actually be able to see all five of the Labbits that they're going to be releasing here on, which day is this again? Thursday, December 23rd. This is a pretty big deal, but I don't think it's nothing that's going to really stop a lot of whales from purchasing a lot of the floor of some like blue chip or just some of the very undervalued NFTs right now. I already have a handful in my head that I'm going to show here in the near future of like, how are these so low when I'm really looking at them. There's already people theory crafting like about airdrops and things like that, and Veve's already kind of replied, but never been like a huge fan of the Labbits. I definitely see the appeal of it, but again, like we're already kind of getting to the point now where there's so many collectibles and there's so many NFTs. Like I'm not too familiar with like the Labbits. I'm not too familiar with like the Marvel Mighties, just because I haven't purchased a lot of them and like haven't done a lot of flipping with them personally. I've done a lot of flipping with other NFTs, but just not the Labbits. But I could totally see how this is up certain people's alleys, especially people like Veve Vision and stuff like that. I know they've been talking a lot about the Labbits and things like that recently. So I think this is super cool, definitely festive. But I'm not think this is gonna like stave off the whales from like start sweeping the floor of all the NFTs that are very undervalued right now. Now this one is a big one, but again, when I was looking at the Labbit series, I think these were 40 gems each, and the stamps were only like 6 gems. So I was not around when the initial stamps were dropped, so I was not around during that time, but I did look back at the price. I'm assuming these are probably just going to be 6 gems again. But again, getting basically, it says a Series 1, a Visit from St. Nick Series 1. So I'm not sure if there's a new series of just St. Nick with a series of digital collectible stamp art telling this story of St. Nick. Doesn't seem like this is going to be a series talking about just St. Nick. I think that'd be kind of silly, and it seems like the first one was Day of the Dead. Maybe that was a series 1. I haven't really paid that close attention if that was like its own standalone series or not. But again, like the US Postal Service is a huge deal, like being partnered with the US government, and this is going to be a huge thing for stamp collectors. But again, I don't think this is going to be enough to really just stave off the whales that are going to be saying, okay, like is there going to be nothing else that are basically Marvel, DC, or some other huge IP that's going to get announced between now and the end of 12 days of Veve that I absolutely need to get these like now. If not, then like I'm just going to sweep the floor with all of the Marvels, all the DCs, the Spider-Mans, all that kind of stuff right now. as well. So I really like the stamp art on all these. You know, I've not been much of a stamp collector. I can't remember the last time I've actually used a stamp on an envelope, but I can definitely tell that this is going to be a pretty big deal for most people. So Taps Trade's already talking about it, which is pretty cool. All right, so now we're actually on over to ecomi Wiki, which I think pretty much every VV user should at least get themselves familiar with this platform. This has absolutely amazing information. It's the best time to know when to buy or sell any of your NFTs and kind of look at the overall price action of the NFT. All the way as early as, I believe, like mid-October. I don't think it has any information prior to that. But other than that, it's an absolutely awesome platform. For some reason, it won't let me switch to presentation mode. It's like broken. It's kind of like keeps tucking itself behind the graph, and even on like the main screen, it just wasn't working. So I'm gonna have the top right blurred out. It also has my vault value incorrect. That's vault value I added like forever ago, which I think at some point I might actually add my vault value in there. But I flip stuff sometimes so quickly, like it's hard to even keep up and bother removing and adding stuff on the market, in my opinion. But regardless, as of right now, the market is pretty low across the board. I mean, not much has changed for the most part. It's like even the ultra rare Ben Rally is down 600 gems across the board. Same thing with the ultra rare Storm. She's down as well. But there's a few others I kind of wanted to point out that I was so surprised to see that were so low, like the Homer and Bart Golden Moment down to 550. That seems really, really low. Same thing with the Deadpool Deck the Halls. I think this got as low as 70 something, I believe as well. Let me open this again. I think this has been its all-time low point. I don't think it's ever been lower. I don't think it's ever been lower than 85 or like 83 ever. So I think it's at its all-time low point. The sales are still pretty high. So if you guys are looking to not necessarily get quick flips, but like this could be the cheapest it could be. And I do think after Mickey, potentially a lot of these could start rebounding really heavily back up. Like it would not surprise me if Deadpool starts approaching 120 sometime Thursday or Friday, just rebounds so hard that people buy the floor, people start panicking, they start buying all their stuff, since pretty much all the newest versions of blue chips, which is like the Mickey, are gonna get are gonna be done, and now there's gonna be nothing left to buy other than just the floor of a lot of different NFTs. There was another one I was gonna mention too, Planet Truck. Just a lot of the gold moments outside of the big three, which is Elsa, Walt, and the Sorcerer's Hat. Like I think those ones are still not like high priced, but like just pretty much across the board, like all the gold moments are really low. Like we have Wally almost approaching 400 gems. There was something else I was gonna search too. All collectibles. I think I'm gonna search that. It's Little Friend Silver. This one blows my mind. I know this is a decon. To be honest, I have a couple of these. I bought one of these at like 650 and then another one at like 599 when they were at the time all-time lows. But looking at them now, it's all the way down to 520, which is absolutely blows my mind. This was right after the, trying to remember when this was at. This was Immutable X was announced, and then it rebounded from basically 520 or 505 all the way back up to 850, 840-ish, and then now it's starting to kind of start settling back down. Now this trend does start going down and to the right, but I will say I do think a lot of decon items will actually do much better off platform, like off of Veve, than actually on Veve right now, just because Veve doesn't put a lot of inherent value in like those kind of items right now when you're competing with like DC and Marvel and stuff. But if you don't have a lot of these like Silver Friend gorillas like off platform, like let's say only like 10 actually get off platform, all of a sudden these get pretty rare, and like who knows, maybe these could even sell for like 1/4, maybe 1/2 of an ETH. Who knows, at the end of the day, maybe that could dictate its own video at a later date. But yeah, some of these ones really surprised me. So again, if you guys just go on this ecomi.wiki site, just go on here, check out like the top losers, check out the top losers for comics as well. There's going to be some pretty good pickups. And if you guys have any questions about which is a good steal or which is a good grab right now, I highly suggest either put that down in the comments and having myself and other people help you out, or just check out the VV Discord, like the market chat. I'm actually in there for a good portion of the day. So if you guys want to chat it up, I'm in there as well. But yeah, so I would say unless VV makes a very big, like a brand new IP announcement or something that's literally a step below or like on par with like Marvel and DC before the 12 days of Veve, I could see the market heavily rebounding after Mickey. Like after Mickey's done and like the market's kind of settled, if you know, a few hours after the whole Mickey drop happens, I could definitely see the floor of a lot of these getting swept up. Like, who knows, Homer and Bart could start flying up to 650, 700 within an hour or so after like the Mickey drop, or within a few hours of like the Mickey drop, and some other things as well. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. So that's kind of the message I'm trying to get across. But again, not financial advice, just strictly educational and entertainment purposes only at the end of the day. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care, and I'll catch you on the flip side.